Hello, and welcome to the 53rd weekly update. It is the 8th of January 2022. The second weekly update of the year. First was on the 1st, second's on the 8th, third will be on the next Saturday. So, basically, I delayed this by half an hour because I was busy transferring this album, More Songs About Buildings and Food by Talking Heads, to CD, so they can listen to it in the car tomorrow, because tomorrow is when what should have happened on Christmas Eve is happening. So Christmas Eve has been delayed by several weeks and is only going to be happening tomorrow. So that's what that is all about. So that means the day tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, whenever I have time, that's when you'll be getting a video talking about all the things I got for Christmas. Some of which I don't actually have anymore, because the ones which were edible I've eaten. And so, you know, but all the solid bits I will talk about. Mainly DVDs and clothes. Well, actually, it'd be mainly clothes, but I don't even know if I'll bother with clothes. But there's going to be some DVDs, because I've gotten some DVDs. I may be getting more DVDs, I don't know. Okay. And also, while we were in the garage, I scraped my knee on a bit of metal that was stuck out. Can you see that? Yeah, you can just about see. That there. There's a bit of metal stuck out, and I scraped my knee on it, didn't I? So, you know, that hurt like hell. It didn't actually hurt like hell, it hurt a bit. I won't deny that it hurt at all, because it did hurt, but it didn't hurt too much. It hurt, you know, a bit, and then I got over it, because I'm a man, right? If I was a little girl, I probably would have had a little bit of a cry, but I ain't, so I didn't. Anyway, so that's that. Following week, well, as I said, tomorrow, going to a different place where a different part of the family lives. Gonna be listening to this in the car because it's a good album. Very good album. And I don't really have any other plans for the week. I've been very unproductive recently. I haven't done any game videos recently. I haven't done any short films, any paintings. I haven't done any music since the last Moid album released. So I haven't been doing anything for the last couple of weeks. I'd like to get back into short films, but I haven't come up with. I started a short film. That's what all these bits here are for. All these bits in these little pocket plastic poly things. So I started it, and I even filmed a little bit of it, but the idea wasn't fully formed when I started filming, and it hasn't become any more formed since, and so I don't really see that going anywhere. So I've just got a bit of footage which is probably never going to be used. I might use it in something else at some point. I might reuse the characters, because I like the character designs that I came up with for that film, so I might reuse them. Yeah, I haven't really been doing many short films, which is a shame, because I like doing short films, because short films are great. I started making a feature-length one, didn't I? That isn't going anywhere, I'll tell you that right now. So again, I've got about 10 minutes of that filmed. Again, not going anywhere. I released a little bit of that as a short film. Chicken Onion. Because it didn't really fit with the rest. The rest doesn't really fit with the rest now, because it's never going to be a thing. So you're never going to see most of that. So yeah, I've been kind of stuck artistically, but you know, I'll recover, I'm sure. That's that. Next is political commentary. Not really, though, is it? Studio mode, display, transition. Right. So, go away. Off that arrow needs to be free or whatever. Don't care. I don't care. No need for a fourth COVID jab yet. Well, there was no need for the first one. So, and this is coming from someone who's had it. So don't have it. Not that I haven't had the jab, but I've had COVID. At least I'm very likely, because my dad had a test, and then the day after he had the positive test, I was all sick. So yeah, I'm still not getting the fucking thing. Right. Blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. 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 People apologizing over decade-old tweets. That's not a surprise. What? I mean, what? Why? Why? They were racist, so what? They were fat-phobic. Well, I'm fat-phobic. Terrified of them. You just see them rolling towards you down the street, and you have to pick up speed. Because, I mean, rolling like that, they're going to pick up speed really quickly, so you need to... You need to really... Are they going to show some examples of the tweets so that I can decide? No. Taking a bit of time offline to further reflect on everything that has happened. It was a decade ago. How much more time do you need? How much time do you need to reflect on something you said a decade ago? More than a decade. 2011. 11 years ago. You really need a bit of time off. 11 years and a couple of weeks off to get over it. Jesus Christ. And sport, which no one gives a crap about. Right. This one, they're repeating this. They've already done this. This first one, how billionaires pay less tax than you. They literally did this video a few weeks ago. They've already done this video, BBC, with the same title and the same thumbnail. Stop it. And also, I don't pay it. And I'm not going to, even when I have to, which I doubt in a moment. Anyway, yes, Captain Right, it was stupid. Truck dangling off a cliff. That's pretty cool. Shoot protesters dead without warning. Well, that's just that's gonna happen, innit? Thanks for changing the title. Whatever. Right. No, he's only just... I thought he was still alive. Well, I mean... I thought he died a while ago. He hadn't. Oh, that's a shame. Biden texts Trump's web of lies. Yeah, because he's always been... Yeah, because Biden's always been a real truthful pal. It annoys me that there are people defending one of them and yet despising the other one when they're both complete idiots. Both of them. Neither one's better than the other. So I don't know why everyone's like, oh, Biden is such an idiot, but Trump was great, and vice versa. You are incorrect. Is this America? Yeah, it is. It is America. The fact that people are saying like they're using America as like a gold standard of freedom, and then when Americans do something which is stupid, like they're saying, "But this isn't American." No, it is American. You're just complete idiots. Blah blah blah. Why this to talk about it? It's a year. It was a year ago. Stop talking. They're so running out of news. What is happening in Kazakhstan? I don't know. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah, and then stuff that we've already talked about. That's that then, ain't it? Transition back to what you normally meant to do. So that's that. Hello, Digby. Welcome. Remember to ask any questions that you want to ask now, so that I don't later have to ask you and then wait a million years, because I'm an idiot and always forget. So ask any questions now, if you have any questions that you want to ask, that is. Okay, now we'll talk about the films I've watched. So I've watched quite a few films this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a short film. And they're all very good. 4 of them, it's a rewatch. 1 of them, it's the first time I've actually seen it. So I'll just go through in order. So, I watched Withnail and I, again, 1987. Very good film. Very funny. Second, I watched Clockwise from 1986. Very good. Very funny. Then I watched Local Hero from 1983. Very good. Very fun. Now, the reason I watched those 3 together is because they're actually quite similar. They're all about people. Well, they're not all about, but I mean they all have people moving from a more urban area to a more rural area. 2 of them in England, 1 of them in Scotland. Well, 2 of them it's moving from England to England, but to a more rural part of England. Local Hero, it's more extreme. It's people moving from like I don't know what part of America, but let's just say it's New York. America's all the same, right? Moving from like a big city like that to this small Scottish seaside town. So that's the contrast is greater in that. But they all have that kind of thing in them, and they're all very good and all very funny film. Then I watched the David Lynch short film The Grandmother from 1970, which is my favourite short film ever. It's so good. It's very, very strange, but you should really be expecting that from David Lynch. And then the only one out of the 5 things I've watched not 5 things, but the 5 films that I've watched this week. This is the only one. It's the first time I've actually watched it, because recently I just had it a little bit recommended on YouTube of one of the Derek and Clive things, which for those of you who don't know is a thing Peter Cook and Dudley Moore did. It's basically them, but it's sort of their very, very rude, filthy alter egos, basically. And this is possibly the filthiest film ever created. At least the language that they use. There have been visually filthier films. Anything by David Waters. That is his name, isn't it? John Waters. David Waters. What's the guy's name? It's John Waters, isn't it? John Waters is his name. David Waters. Jesus Christ. John Waters. Anything by John Waters. Which I haven't actually seen. I don't really intend to watch any of his films. I really should, but I'm not interested. But the things they say in this film. For 1979, like, no wonder this thing didn't get a full release until 1993, I think. Because, like, you can't really be surprised. Just watch that, and you'll understand why it was a little bit controversial in the 70s. And you'll probably understand why after watching it. That's the funniest. This is quite possibly one of the funniest films ever. It's not a fictional, like a narrative film. It's just basically, it's more of a documentary, really, of just them sat talking to it, like having a conversation. It's basically, it documents the creation of one of their comedy albums, and it's so funny. It's so very rude, but it's so funny. Mr. Hutos, I don't know what that means. So then albums I haven't done, and then answering questions. Right. Favorite childhood cartoon? Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. I was obsessed with that show. I obviously don't watch it anymore, because why the hell would I? But I was obsessed with that show. A bit younger than that, it would have been Boo Bar. But really, for the longest amount of time, it was Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. But yeah, I've grown up now to do you were. Best year overall for movies. Oh, it's got to be 1973. The number of amazing films that came out in 1973. Let me get up my little list, because I have a list of favourite films, and I think there's like 6 films from 1973 on it. It was a brilliant year. Favourite films. And I might even be able to think of more, just off the top of my head now. I mean, 2 of the films I got on DVD for Christmas are from 1973. So it is a brilliant year. So let's see, we got Fantastic Planet, which is a French animated film. We got The Hourglass Sanatorium, which is a Polish surrealist film. The Exorcist came out in 1973. World on a Wire, which is a German sort of, it's pretty much The Matrix 26 years earlier. That came out in 1973. The Wicker Man, not the crap one, but the good one, that came out in 1973. The Holy Mountain, which is another surrealist thing, that came out in 1973. And so far that's all I've got on my list. But yeah, so that's, I can't remember how many that was. But that that's just a few. That's a few. But that was a brilliant year, 1973. So I'd say it's have to be the best year overall for movies. Any other questions? Or are you not even here anymore? I don't even think he's here anymore. So I'm gonna end this now. I hope you guys have enjoyed. If you have, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you in the next thing that I do. Goodbye. I was muted. Films or books? You can only keep one. That's embarrassing. Films or books? You can only keep one. I would keep films. I'm not going to go through everything I just went through, because it was a waste of time. Films, they are better than books. The end. Because you can do cinematography with films. You can't do cinematography with books. Right. I do read books, but they're not as good as films. Films are better. Right. Do you have any other questions? I'm just gonna go and have a crap or something, and you can think of some questions while I'm away. That was a joke. I'm not really going for a crap. Because I'm so bored. And I want to end it. Don't ask any more questions. Don't ask. Because then I will have to end the live stream. And I'm going to end it now. I'm literally pressing the stop streaming button now. I'll aim it towards it. You see that? That is the stop streaming button. Watch me press it. This is going to be real meta.